Hey everybody, it is Kenny Huck from the MCM team, and welcome back to the final day of decked hauls for 2022. This is our 12th deck that we're building out of one card pool, and it is called Teeming with Leadership. It is all about teamwork and lead from the front and setting up some crazy combos with George Stacy from Ghost Spider's kit. So if you haven't tuned into a decked hauls video yet this season or in previous years, what I do is I spend all of November crafting a ton of cool decks for some of my favorite heroes, and I release them to the community as a holiday gift on Marvel CDB, YouTube, and the podcast feed. So however you're watching or reading this, really appreciate you taking the time to join me this holiday season for our third or fourth year of decked hauls at this point. This year is a little bit different. I can no longer build a deck for every hero and make that sustainable within the months of November and December. So instead, what I'm doing is I'm building 12 decks over 12 days this holiday season, and I'm building them from a single card pool. So if you build all these decks at the same time, with the caveat from the last two videos about deck 3 and 5 where I had a typo, you can build them all from one collection, and you can reduce your holiday stress and share some of your favorite LCG with your family and friends. Other content creators are also celebrating the holiday this season, so check out the Critical Encounters YouTube page and the Get Up and Games YouTube page for some fun Marvel Champions holiday content. And we're going to continue raising funds for the UNM Children's Hospital. We have blown our goal of raising $500 from the Marvel Champions community out through the Extra Life campaign, but they are still taking any donations people want to give all the way through December 31st. So use the link in this show notes at the bottom of this YouTube video or on the slide here if you have $1 to spare for UNM Children's Hospital. Greatly appreciate it. Alright, so today's deck is called Teeming with Leadership. We're going to spam lead from the front on ourselves or another player, and we're going to use beefy Avengers allies as stat pumps to optimize teamwork. This slide is typoed to heck. As you can see, I've been doing this for 12 days straight, and I'm a little bit drained, but we're still going to get through this deck, and it's going to be super fun. So this deck uses 6 allies. We have Captain Marvel ally, Giant Man, Iron Man, Ronin, White Tiger, and Wonder Man. And your main goal is to get an ally out that has 4-ish attack, maybe 5 attack if you can muster getting Giant Man with an Inspired down. Ronin's going to be able to jump to 4 with an Inspired, Iron Man's going to be able to jump to 3, Wonder Man can jump to 4, so you can get into that 3 to 5 range with attack, and you can also get really big thwart boosts, which helps Ghost Spider a lot, because she really needs thwarting help sometimes if she doesn't draw into her Phantom Flips. And then we're going to use this ability Teamwork, which basically is I believe it's a hero interrupt that says when you use a basic power on attack or thwart basic power, you can also exhaust an ally to add their attack or thwart to yours. With Ghost Spider, this has the added value of you get your ready and you get your draw from web bracelets. So what our goal is to use George Stacy, put 2 lead from the fronts and 1 teamwork under him. So all you have to do is draw into any 4 resources. If you have your ally out, you can lead from the front, which gives you +1 attack and your ally +1 attack, or you +1 thwart and your ally +1 thwart. And then you can teamwork to, wipe out a ton of threat or do a ton of damage in one turn. Ideally trying to take down a villain in one phase. Because if you do play those 2 lead from the fronts, Ghost Spider's now up to 4. If Giant Man was at 5, he's now up to 9, so you can do 13 ready Ghost Spider from playing teamwork and then throw another 4 at the villain's face for 17. We've also got 3 copies of R&D Facility, so since there's so many expensive leadership cards, 3 lead from the front, 3 R&D Facilities, 6 allies, we do include 2 copies of Power Leadership and all 3 of our basic resources. R&D Facility is really cool because you can play it on one of your allies to increase that stat buff even more. For upgrades, we have 3 copies of Inspire. We didn't take anything beyond that. We're not trying to do anything fancy with Danger Room training and stuff like that. I think if we can get Giant Man to a solid 5 or 4, I think they can be a huge boon with teamwork. If you get them Inspired, that's really ideal, because you can get 3 thwart out of him for teamwork, 1 card for 3 thwart, big A+, 1 card for 5 damage with teamwork, even better. So they just become this battery that provides Ghost Spider a ready, ideally a card draw from web bracelets, and this big stat buff. Works best with Ghost Spider. You can also do this with Captain America, because you can make your allies a little bit cheaper. You can get double uses out of that lead from the front with your ready with Captain America. Similarly to Spectrum, you can get to that 3 damage right away, which makes things really, really strong. Her economy just supports this. Wasp, you can do this, but you probably want to swap 1 R&D training and 1 Inspired for 2 copies of Leadership training, because you can flip down, you can shuffle those other leadership events back into your deck, and then you can recur leadership training using Wasp because you can shuffle mental resources back into your deck. So you can sort of set those teamworks and lead from the fronts up. Instead of under George Stacy, you can keep setting them back into your deck. You could, if you were crazy, like me, try this with Miss Marvel. Because Miss Marvel does have a 1/1/1 stat line, and I never get to use Miss Marvel's stats. And I know we have some Miss Marvel fans on the MCM Patreon team and just in the fan community in general. And we harp on Miss Marvel a lot. But if you've ever made a deck to play with Miss Marvel's stats, this might be the one. You probably drop your copies of Teamwork in place of Moxie because you'll be flipping so much. But under Bruno, you can stack your combo, so you can get 2 copies of Lead from the Front under Bruno. You could flip up and play Moxie, use Teamwork to go even higher. If you wanted to go really crazy, you could get Go All Out in there, and you could try to really pump Miss Marvel's stats a little bit. It's a little bit of a try-hard move, but I think that our Miss Marvel fans might appreciate using her stats instead of just her ability to bounce events for once. So, with that, this wraps up Decked Halls 2022, so have a happy holiday. We're going to get one gameplay video in here against Sandman, my favorite villain of the year so far. And we will be back with a couple more episodes of not Decked Halls, but the normal show before the holidays wrap up. Thanks for tuning in, as always, and have a great day. Hey everybody, Kenny Doc here. We are back playing our Ghost Spider leadership deck that's going to be all about manipulating George Stacy and lead from the front. See how it works out here against Sandman in Standard. We're ready to go. Drawing 6 cards. Drew into George Stacy right away, which is awesome. We can throw a lead from the front underneath him. This is like all the good things at once. We don't need a Phantom Flip right away. We don't need a Teamwork right away. We can get a Wonder Man down. Let's draw 2 cards. Wowzers. Okay, things are looking pretty good for us. We are going to... There is no ticket in the multiverse, so that's totally fine. We're going to use Inspired to play George Stacy. We're going to exhaust him to put a lead from the front there and get real sad when we draw our obligation. We'll use an energy to play a Web Bracelets. We're going to flip up and sweep the streets for 2. Ready everybody up. And I'm going to pitch Wonder Man. Just look for better cards for now. Alright, we got a Ghost Kick, which is great. So 1 threat going in the main. Sandman's going to attack us for 2 plus something. We're going to defend, and we're going to play Ghost Kick for 6. After you use a basic power. I believe that happens like when you exhaust. That's when you use it. We draw from Web Bracelets. He's tagging for 2 plus is 0, so we take no damage. And our encounter card is Assault, so he is going to hit us the second time for 2/3. Wait, no. We ready, and then we can defend again. That's right. That's Ghost Spider's whole thing, is that when she resolves that, she can ready, which is why we're using this shenanigans here. Okay. Things are going okay. R&D facility is way more expensive than I remember it being. What are we going to do here? I want to play R&D facility, but I think it's more important at this point to get a second Web Bracelet down. I'm going to flip down and get a second lead from the front put under George. Oh, he's not an alter ego action. I can do that in hero form. I don't need to flip down for that. We'll stay in ghosty form. Drawing 5. Alright, got 1 threat going on the main. He is going to attack us. We're going to defend for 3. And use Iron Man and Captain Marvel to play Phantom Flip, bringing the threat down to 0. He hits us for 1, so we will resolve Surging Sands here. Let's pay attention to where our obligation is. It's still in the deck for now, I believe. Yeah. And we get to ready and draw a card from Web Bracelet. Really important. We get a Teamwork, so that's pretty good. All we need is the ally now. Sandman gets an encounter card. It is Tidal Sands. It's going to have 5 threat on it as a hazard icon. Now is when we need a phantom flip real bad. And it's our go. We're going to swing for 2 and use Ticket to the Multiverse to play Ghost Kick for 6. We get to ready Gwen and use our Web Bracelet to draw 1. It's another Ghost Kick. We're going to thwart for 1 on that side scheme, flip down, put a Teamwork on George. I'm going to throw away my Ghost Kick and draw 6 cards. And before I draw those 6, actually, we're going to shuffle Ticket to the Multiverse back in, I think. Just let me redo that really quick. Alright, now we're drawing 6. It's our go. I meant to throw a Teamwork under George, but I forgot to somehow. Oh no, I did. I have Teamwork and 2 lead from the fronts, so that's exactly what we want. We just need an ally at this point. 1 threat going on the main. He's going to scheme for 1, 2. We have a hazard card, which is real bad news for George here, I think. Calling in favors, we're going to go find Rhino. Bring him into play. And Sandform. So we dodged a bullet there with George, for now at least. Let's flip up. We are going to thwart. No, we're going to attack Sandman to resolve Surging Sands. Discarding 4 cards. Here goes Loose Ends, but not our obligation. It's in the last 17. And after we attack, we will respond with Phantom Flip. So we're going to use Pirouette and Punch and White Tiger to Phantom Flip the side scheme away. And ready Ghosty. Drawing a card with Web Bracelet. We draw into a Teamwork. Still haven't played an ally. Power of Leadership and Teamwork is going to play R&D Facility. Not a big deal. We're going to sweep 2 cards off the streets. No, we're going to punch Rhino for 2, I believe. Start working on him at least. Right, let's ready everything up. We're going to hold on to a Power of Leadership and draw 4. We're looking to play a second R&D facility. There's 1 in my discard, so I'm ways back. 1 threat going on the main. He's going to attack us for 2 plus something. Obviously, we will respond with Ghost Spider, or defend with Ghost Spider. We take no damage, which is great. Rhino is going to hit us for 3, though. We get an encounter card. It's a Shadow of the Past. We're going to Pirouette and Punch that using Parental Guidance and Power of Leadership. That is unfortunately going to pop Sandman to the next phase. So we're going to resolve Surging Sands for 5 cards. Still no obligation. It's in the last 10 cards. We will draw a card from Web Bracelet. It's an Avengers Tower. It's not very helpful right now. And it's our go. Oh, we will ready because we just did Pirouette and Punch. So we will use Ticket to the Multiverse to play Avengers Tower. Just going to toss Inspired. I think we're going to punch Rhino for 2 and draw 5 cards. We need to boost our obligation here real bad. 1 threat going on the main. Sandman's going to attack us for 3 plus something. We're going to defend. We take no damage, which is great. We have Web Binding coming at us, or we have Web Binding when Rhino attacks us. So we can cancel the activation and have it punch him back in the face. We're going to have to throw away an R&D facility to do that, which is a bit painful. But I think it's worth it because it eliminates Rhino and cancels an activation, readies Gwen, and draws a card off Web Bracelets. We've got one encounter card. It is Dirt Trap. And it's our go. We have 3 resources. We're going to go ahead and play Ronin. Not the best ally, but not the worst we could have had. I think we have to thwart Dirt Trap, which is going to discard 6 cards and then 7 cards. That's the entire encounter deck. Oh my goodness. Sandman's at 18 health, by the way. Well, I guess I had Avengers Tower. I could have reduced the cost of something there. We're going to use R&D Facility and have Ronin thwart for 2 as well. I really need to get those Surging Sands under control because I just took 3 from cycling the deck. So we're going to have Gwen take 2 of that and Ronin take 1 of it, so he's useless to us now. And we're decking out, which is always good. Drawing some cards here. One threat, 2 threat going on the main. He's going to attack us for 3 plus something. We'll defend. We don't take any damage, which is good. We've got 2 encounter cards though, so Sandstorm. We just died to sand counters. Ouch. Let's reset here. Oh, things were going so well. We had everything under George. We just needed a turn. Oh, that's okay. We're going to get it this time. So we drew Sandstorm, which basically just destroys us. It deals indirect damage to us equal to the number of sand counters. We had let it creep up to 7, which is my bad, a little too high. Reshuffling everything and getting ready to go here. We can get there again, though. I'm confident. Putting Sandman Stage 1 back out, 16 health. Drawing 6 cards. Alright, we didn't draw anything useful this time. We drew an R&D facility, but we learned we need our allies in play to help us manage threat and damage. So let's mulligan all 6. Looking for something better. We did find George right away, which is great. And Ticket to the Multiverse. So let's go ahead and use Ticket to play Web Bracelet. Let's use Phantom Flip to play George Stacy. We'll use Parental Guidance to attach a lead from the front to George. And we'll hold White Tiger in our hand for next turn. I think I'm going to let him scheme once and stay in Alter Ego. See what we can get done. We do have some allies early this time, which is nice. 1 threat going out. He's going to scheme for 1/2. And our encounter card is a Dirt Trap. Always. A Dirt Nap, you know? Alright, it's our turn. I meant to do this before I drew my hand, but I forgot. Let's shuffle Ticket to the Multiverse back into our deck. We're going to pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to play a Giant Man and flip up. Giant Man's just going to fully solve the city streets down to 0 counters. At that point, Ghost Spider will hit Dirt Nap, discarding 3 cards. We're back up to 2 counters here. I'm going to hold on to Inspired because I want to play it onto Giant Man, who's just going to chill there for the rest of our life. Drew 1 too many cards. 1 threat going in the main. He's going to attack us for 2 plus something, and we will defend. 2+0, no damage. Our encounter card is a Sand Clone. Not so bad. That's our go. Let's pay 2 for a second web bracelet. So we've got George with, and I'm going to attach a second lead for the front to him. George with 2 leads to the fronts, 2 web bracelets down, and we have an inspired giant man with us now too. We need him to be at 3 or more hit points, so he can't do anything else right now, unfortunately. We're just going to draw 5 cards. So 7 threat on the main scheme. The villain is going to attack us for 3 plus something, and we will defend. We're going to respond with a Phantom Fillet. Moves 5 threat from the main scheme, readies Ghost Spider, and draws us a card. We take no damage. Sand Clone now attacks us. Do I want to defend again? Unsure. Yeah, why not? We'll pay 2 and Ghost Kick the Sand form away. So we're going to mill 3 cards. And then take 2. We take none from Sand Clone. Draw a second card from Web Bracelet. It's a teamwork. Argo. Attach teamwork to George. Sweep the streets with Giant Man. And we'll take out this. Oh, we won't take out this Sand Clone. We don't have enough damage. But we'll get 2 onto him. I'm going to stay in hero form 1 more turn, drawing 5 cards. 1 threat in the main. He's attacking me for 1 plus something. Let me see here. I will defend and Ghost Kick Sandman for 6. That readies Ghosty, draws a card with a bracelet. Really need an R&D facility right now, but I think there's 2 in my discard pile. 3 in my discard pile, so we gotta cycle our deck to get there. Do we take damage? We take no damage. Little Sand Clone attacks us for 0, which I don't mind at all. We've got 1 encounter card. It's a Surge Common Criminal into an advance. So Sandman's gonna scheme for 2. And that'll be that. I think we're going to use all 3 resources to play Ticket to the Multiverse. We'll get rid of the Sand Clone, discarding 1 card. Not our obligation. That's all we care about. We'll sweep the streets again, obviously. I'm going to flip down. No, I can't. There's too much threat in the main scheme. I mean, I could. Real dangerous. Should I just tick it? Should I just tick it? No, because Giant Man's already exhausted. Drawing 5. Okay. This could be the turn. 1 threat going in the main. He's going to attack me. I'm going to defend. Take no damage. Take 1 from the Common Criminal. He's going to reveal an encounter card. It's a Sand Slide. I think we're going to use Pirouette and Punch with Wonder Man and lead from the front. That'll cancel Sand Slide and deal 1 to Sandman, which will pop his Sand form. And draw us a card with our bracelet and ready Ghosty. Alright. Here is where the shenanigans begins. Let's go ahead and attack for 2 into Sandman. We're going to play a lead from the front from under George. So Giant Man has +1/+1 and Ghosty has +1. So we'll do that first, actually. So we attack for one more. Maybe we should thwart instead of attacking. Let's thwart instead. Now we're going to use Ticket to the Multiverse to ready one Rare Bracelet, ready Ghost Spider, shuffle our discard pile into our deck before we deck out, avoiding a deck out, and draw up to our hand size. Ticket to the Multiverse is removed from the game. We may have drawn exactly what we want. So we're going to use Power of Leadership and Inspired to play an R&D facility. We'll use that right away to give Giant Man +1/+1. So he is now a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attack. Is that right? 7 attack, and Ghost Spider is a 3 attack. So if we use this teamwork that is under George, boom ba-doom, we're going to deal 10 damage to Sandman and pop him to the next phase, just for funsies. Resolving Surging Sands, there goes our obligation. That's what I like to see. We will play Avengers Tower with what's left in our hand. And we did play a teamwork, so we get to ready Ghost Spider and draw from Web Bracelet to a Captain Marvel. Not a physical resource to get rid of this. We do have 3 attack. So let me reset Sandman up to 18, and I think we're just going to get rid of this Common Criminal so we take less damage. Ready everybody up, and pitch away this Captain Marvel, drawing 5 cards. Alright, so now we can pretty much get Giant Man pretty high every turn if we want. We've got 1 threat going on the main. He's going to attack us for 2+ something, and we will defend. We take no damage. We take 1 damage. Ouch, Surging Sands does resolve. We get an encounter card. It's a Sand Clone, so we can't really pirouette and punch it. Problem for us. What a bummer of a turn there, huh? Let's go ahead and pay 3 for another R&D facility. Sandman will sweep the streets, or Giant Man will sweep the streets. And let's throw away Inspired and draw 5 cards. Just looking for teamwork at this point. That's all we need. 1 threat going on the main. He's going to attack us for 3+ something. And I will respond with a Phantom Flip, I think. So we get to remove 5 threat and ready. We get to draw a card with Web Bracelet. It's another Phantom Flip, which we can't use right now. He hits us for just 2, which is 0, so pretty dang good. Sand Clone hits us for 0. Our encounter card is a Common Criminal, which surges into a Gang Up. Ooh. So we played 1 Phantom Flip. Do I want to play another one? I think I do. I mean, I don't really want to play Phantom Flip, though. We'll just defend. He's attacking us for 3, 4, 5, so we take 2. We do resolve Surging Sands that time. We'll take 2 more from those criminals. And that was our encounter card, so it's our go. Let's get a lead from the front put in here under George. I think we're going to flip down. Ready. And discard our hand, drawing 6 cards. Alright, we got a teamwork. So we got 1 threat going in the main. Sandman's going to scheme for 1, 2, 3. Common Criminal for 0, Sand Clone for 1. And our encounter card is Calling in Favors. Let's go find a Rhino. Rhino is in play. That does deck out the encounter deck, so we're going to put all 3 consequential damage onto Ghosty. And place our first acceleration token. Alright, so let's think here. If we play R&D Facility, which we could do, we're able to boost Giant Man by +3/+3, which would put him to 8. And then we could teamwork off of him. And in the future, we could lead from the front. We kind of need to heal, though. Like, really bad. I'm also thinking about playing White Tiger. So maybe we start with that. Let's throw away an R&D facility, a web binding, pirouette and punch, play White Tiger and draw 2 cards. We get a Phantom Flip, which is pretty good for us. But requires us to not do some things. Alright. I think the answer here is we play a lead from the front from George. So that's going to give Giant Man +1/+1. That's going to give White Tiger +1/+1 and Ghosty +1/+1. So we're at 3 attack. Giant Man is at 5/6 attack, so 9 total. White Tiger gives us 3 more to put us to 12 total. And we do have 2 copies of Teamwork. So let's go ahead and R&D facility twice. Both on to Giant Man, I guess. So he's got 3, 4, 8 attack. White Tiger has 3, so that puts us to 11. Ghosty has 3, that puts us to 14. Let's just go for Sandman with it all, I think. And that was with 2 copies of Teamwork. We get to ready Ghosty and trigger 2 copies of Web Bracelets. And we will play the other lead from the front from our discard pile to put Ghosty up to 4 attack, and she can finish Sandman off. So we did it. We took him down with our lead from the front shenanigans. Super fun deck. You're stacking these lead from the fronts and Teamworks under George Stacy, and then combining them with Ghosty to just, do insane things with your statistics. Really fun to build combo pieces around characters like this and around Bruno, so highly recommend it. Lead from the front, probably not as good with Miss Marvel as it is with Ghost Spider. Still not great with her with only the 1 thwart and the 2 attack, but I think you can make something happen here, which could be really fun. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great holiday season. We'll be back in 2023 with a new spin on decked hauls that I'm already excited about. But until then, we'll have a couple more episodes of the show before the holiday season. Thanks for tuning in as always, and have a happy holiday.